Hello makers and welcome back to Making with Miss Dobras. Alright, we're going to continue on our design challenges with paper, and this week I'm really focusing on trying to make paper projects that have moving parts. So we just made an amazing moving snake with our last lesson, and now we're going to make an elephant out of paper that has a trunk that inflates and moves. Let me try it out. Yeah, it kind of gets stuck at the end. So I use a straw to inflate the trunk. And once you make an elephant, out of any color of course, if you want to make a different animal that has a moving part that you can inflate, this is one way that you can do it. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so for this project you are going to need some paper. You might want to have two colors of paper so you can have the white tusks, but you can use any paper. And if you have googly eyes, this is a great time to get them out. But of course, you can always draw on eyes. And you're going to need a straw and some tape and a glue stick. And, you probably always need a pencil and scissors and a ruler. That helps with everything. Okay, Okay, to start with, you need to pick a color to start with. I am down to orange and white paper these days, so that's what I'm going to do, but you can use any color paper. And we need to do a square piece of paper. We know how to do that. We fold that corner over, and we cut this edge off. Okay, I'm definitely going to use this later, so save this. And now we have our square paper, okay? And this is very similar to an origami puppy dog, and we've all done that in my class. So the first fold, you fold it in half diagonally, you match up those tips, you bring your fingers to the back, and you fold it out on each side, just like that. And so here we're going to take the next fold is we're going to take this, and we're not going to go all the way to the top, but we're going to go about 1.5 inches up. And this is not an exact measurement right here, so you just want to go up almost halfway, not quite, okay? All right, so now we're going to glue these together. I'm going to put some glue right there and glue those together, and then I'm going to put a little more glue right there. I'm going to glue that down, okay? So it looks like this on one side and then that. So now here we are. We're going to make the face of our elephant. And you see where this goes and it takes a turn and it turns this way? So right there on that corner, right where it turns, I'm going to take my finger and I'll move it up and I'll move it over about 2 fingers, okay? I'm going to make my ears for my elephant. Now, the ears don't have to be exact, but you mostly just want to make sure that this ear is the same as this one. So I'm going to come up to this point, come straight across, I'm going to put 2 fingers. And then I'm going to fold it down. And before I fold it all the way, I'm going to check and make sure that it looks similar to this one. We want to do it so that they're the same. Okay? So here is my face, all right? And now I'm going to need some white paper to make some tusks, right? We're going to make some tusks right here. And I'm going to show you how to do this without googly eyes. So I like to use scrap paper whenever possible. So if you have any scrap paper lying around, you can do that. Now when you're making tusks, you can fold a piece of paper in half and you don't need to draw it on with a Sharpie unless you want to, but I'm showing you how I'm going to cut a tusk. And I'm actually going to cut it so that I'm cutting off the marker. And I don't know if you saw, but I folded it, so now I have 2 tusks if I cut this in half. All right? So we're going to put the tusks right here, but let's glue them to the back so it'll look a little nicer. All right? So I'm going to put one right here and one right here. And I'm going to glue those down because elephants have tusks. Right, so that's the back side, and this is the front side. So we have our little tusks. And now let's use some of this extra paper to make some eyes. right? You don't need googly eyes to make eyes. There's one eye, and I'm going to draw a little eyeball right there. There we go. All right, so I have my eyes. Now, of course, if you have googly eyes, you can use your googly eyes too, but not everybody has googly eyes, and that's okay. So now we need to make our trunk, right? And so we're gonna need some orange paper because we're gonna put a trunk right here, okay? But we need a piece of paper about this size. Now, I don't like to waste paper, so I took 2 pieces of scrap paper and glued them together. But the approximate size you want is you want it about 3 ruler widths apart. And I'm going to show you how I do this. I'm going to take a pencil so I can just kind of show you that you want it to have 3 widths. Because what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over 3 times. Okay, 1, and then there, like that. So when you open it up, it's like that. And now we're going to take this glue stick and we're going to just put glue on the bottom edge. We only want the bottom edge to be glued because we're going to try to inflate this trunk and we don't want the air to come out. All right, so right here it's glued on this edge, but it's open on this side. All right, because we're going to stick a straw in there. But we still need to glue it along this edge. So we're going to glue it all the way like that. And we're going to glue it down, okay? So when you're done, this is all glued together, but it opens on this end, okay? So you could stick a pencil in there, and we're going to stick a straw in there. Now, if it comes undone, like mine just did, just glue it back down. All right. So now I have a straw, and I'm going to find the end that is open, and that's going to go in there, okay? But before I do that, I'm going to put some little wiggles, some squiggles and wiggles on my trunk to give it some wrinkles, because elephants have lots of wrinkles. And now, before I attach this on, I am going to roll this up. Because when we inflate this trunk, we want it to unroll. So we're kind of teaching it where we want it to go by rolling it up. Okay? So I'm going to roll it up and I'm going to stop right about there. So that's going to be the trunk that unrolls. And it's okay if it gets wrinkly because elephants have wrinkles. And so now we're going to attach this here. But again, we're not going to attach it on the top side. We're going to attach it on the back like this. Okay? And here is where we're going to put our straw in, like that, so that we can inflate it. Now there's a few ways you can do it. You can use a glue stick, but glue takes a while to dry, and sometimes a little bit of just white tape can be easy on this one. And you want to tape it so that that straw is kind of held in place. I don't know if you can tell, but so the straw is not all the way pushed in, okay? It's just a little bit in. And so now this is the back side, and now we have the front. So let's check it out. Okay, let's see if it works. So here we go. On the back, the straw is in there. The trunk, we rolled it up. Now let's see if it works. You do have to roll it back up. So there it is, rolled up. Nice. Okay, then you got to roll it back up. So this is just one fun way to make a moving part with paper. There's so many fun things you can do with paper. And in this challenge, I am challenging you to make a moving part on your elephant. Now, if yours doesn't blow open all the way, then you're going to have to do some problem solving. And I found my problem. You see this edge came open? That's letting air out. So a lot of making is solving problems. So let's fix it. So I'm going to take this out, and I need to put some glue right there. If yours doesn't inflate all the way, it means that air is not getting trapped in there. The air is escaping. So just like a balloon, you don't want the air to escape. So now I'm going to roll it back up. I'm going to try it again. Okay, so we just did some problem solving. Mine inflated once and then it didn't inflate. So I re-glued this, and let's see if it does it now. A little better. So if yours is not inflating, it probably means that some air is escaping. So you have to glue that down. Okay, now the fun part. This is an elephant with a trunk, but maybe you can make a different animal with a moving part that you inflate. That's where you can get really creative. So have fun with it. We've done 2 projects this week with moving parts. We did a moving snake, and now we have an elephant with a moving trunk. All right, that's all for now. Have fun with it, and stay safe, everyone, and keep on making.